Got any twos?
Go fish.
Your turn.
Do you have any sevens?
Go fish.
Take Nabbit.
Now, do you have any twos? I still don't understand how we're both playing this game. Oh, we're live. Oh, okay. Hey, everybody.
Oh, hey.
Before we get started, the views, opinions, and the twos are not necessarily those. The SCV and GECs, any division, brigades, camps, or other subsidiaries, strictly those of us who are expressing them.
How is everybody doing tonight?
I can lean all the way back and I go blurry.
You look like you're in those documentaries.
And the T-Rex, he went on a rampage.
Yeah.
Like you're scared of a hit going out on you.
Yeah. And I said to that we needed to. That was fun.
Now I want us to do a video of you lean back and just we make up this whole story about how Jason is just like actually he's an underground mob boss and he is just, he's got us all scared.
Where'd the moose go? Oh, it's still alive. Oh, I know. After 2 serious weeks in a row that everybody was missing this. Everybody was missing this.
Isn't this the content y'all subscribe for?
Yeah. Not all the YouTube's for sure described, but hey, that's a reminder. If you are following us on Facebook, remember to also, you can subscribe on YouTube as well. That way, if you miss a notification on Facebook, you'll get it on your phone if you have the YouTube app, and you can also watch us live via TV if you have a smart TV and the YouTube app on your phone.
Well, also, unlike a certain other platform that we stream on, you can go back and watch episodes on YouTube after more than a week or two. So you could download a couple episodes and watch us as you drive to work or what have you.
Yeah, that's a thought. Anyway, so we just to remind everybody that we are changing things up a little bit on the show. That the first Monday of every month will be the new. It's still under the SCV CHAT brand, but it is Chaplain's Corner, where we'll have the chaplain in chief on with a little Bible study first of every month. And then on the second Monday of the month, we will have Commander's Comments. And then the third Monday of the month will be a normal SCV chat episode. And then the final Monday of the month will be a Hearth and Home episode. And then if we have an extra Monday, we will do something fun, trivia or watch a movie or, paint our toenails or whatever.
Yeah. The funny thing is me and Connor were like, all right, when we have a regular Monday episode, we either want it to be extremely laid back, somewhat laid back, or we want to dive into a big topic, like we did with the Historians React or the Catechism or what have you, those type of episodes. We wanted to go full out, and me and Connor were talking, and we realized that there's a second Monday this month.
Yeah, this extra Monday, so right.
And we were like, oh crap, we're so burnt out from planning everything else.
So it's just going to be trivia.
Trivia. Yeah. We didn't keep that word for a month. I told Connor, I was like, I promise you, if we have something extra, we're going to plan this out. I want us to, because technically we are cutting back on the Monday episodes of the regular SCV chat content with Commander's comments. Now, as Connor said, Chaplain's Corner, it does follow under the brand, but it is a different episode, and I really enjoy it. So I was like, oh, we're going to make these count. We're going to go all out. And we didn't. I have to apologize to him. We didn't make it a month in, and I texted him, and I was like, I have no idea what we're doing for the second Monday. My brain's worked out. I have been working nonstop, and I'm tired. I'm going to bed. Surprise me.
Yeah, well, I mean, Commander's comment, and it works out, for that. And then, yes, look around is still going, David. Harrison's just had, like his normal camp meeting was on one Thursday, and then I think he had something with the farm this past Thursday.
This past Thursday, it was my regular camp meeting. And again, for those who don't know, I'm in the workforce now. And for those who don't know, because of the SCV, I had to take almost all of my time off. So I've been trying to catch up on work. And so I've just been slam packed. So I didn't even think about getting one of our other hosts to cover it for me. And the week before that was actually one of my friends' wedding. I was giving a best man speech the time Look Around was going on. So just haven't been able to get into it. And but we'll be getting back into it this week. I don't have anything this Thursday, so we'll be back at it.
Yeah, in fact, I'm going through really quickly to I see where Wes has sent some stuff in. I see where Charles Ray and Chuck Mack sent some stuff in. So yeah. So yeah, that's very, very good stuff. And I will be catching up. So since we've last talked, and this is going to kind of be a laid back episode. We're kind of going to talk, like, we haven't had a chance to work on or talk about National Reunion. I mean, we've mentioned it,
yeah,
but we actually haven't talked about all of our experiences and everything that we were able to do while we were up there. And also, we've got some news stories that have been shared out. Just things that if you do I say a basic search, but if you do a search and just type in like Confederate history and heritage stuff, in the most recent news, and like Grok or whatever your favorite AI is, so we have some to share about that. I'm sure some of y'all have seen some of it on Facebook, but we're going to talk about it too. So, So I'm actually going through Facebook right now, taking pictures off of Facebook, so we could talk about some of the fun things that happened while we were there. So,
I accidentally deleted one of the updates. We can talk about that.
Oh, sure. Go ahead.
So if you go on the SCV Chat website, you will notice if you go to the reunion section, the Day 3 update where Connor said nice things to me about me. So, of course, it gets accidentally deleted. I don't know how it happened, but I must have been editing something with StreamYard, because StreamYard can delete off YouTube if it's connected still. And I hadn't disconnected it yet because I'm trying to get us back in on the podcast world. For those who don't know, this is an online show. This isn't a podcast, so it takes a lot of work to turn this into a podcast, and I can only do that on StreamYard, turning this into audio only, which could you imagine listening to this on the radio on a long road trip? I feel sorry for them people. All of a sudden, we'll be real quiet, and we'll just yell, watch out for Harold's Real Pot! Someone...
What was that?
Watch out for Harold Philpott.
Oh, you got to watch out for Harold Philpott.
You got to watch out for Harold Philpott. So I'm just saying,
you have to watch out for the son of
Harold
Philpott.
Let me correct myself.
Harold's dead.
Yeah. God rest his soul. But yeah. And so it takes a lot of work trying to get the audio right and balance the podcast ad elements with our ad elements, our breaks and their breaks, because they require us to take some breaks because we are well listened to over there. And so they require us to take a certain number of breaks. I know some people complained about that. That's not on me. I'm trying to limit them as much as I can. But I guess one of these nights I haven't been sleeping well, and I'm having to get up for work for long days, and so I'm doing SCV chat work late at night. So I guess I accidentally deleted it without realizing it, and I don't even know
Well,
how I did it.
we're gonna dock your pay.
Dag nabbit. What's 0 divided by?
Hey, don't even lie. We that's one thing that some people were kind of appalled about, that we that we use some of the Patreon fundage to offset our travel expenses to National Reunion, as well as improving camera stuff. So
well, we improved the show. We're running an ad this week with it. I mean, we're doing everything we said we were going to do with it. It's not like we've been like, hey, we're Connor, do you want a new fridge?
No, but I need a new dryer.
Oh, the funny thing is we could go into all the stuff I need to fix around my house. But I mean, we used it to get up there, yeah. And we were able to produce multiple episodes and help us raise money for the SCV. But yeah, I know who you're talking about, because I might have got into it with him. Because I was like, first off, how dare you phrase it like that? Like I'm sitting here getting rich off doing stuff in the SCV. No, I'm in debt. I spent a lot of money in this organization. So, no.
Yeah.
I mean, me and Connor can compare notes. I almost probably bankrupt Connor one time.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, that was interesting. That was like, it was one of those things, like we were so happy coming out of reunion because it was a good year for us. And we hatched the plan that we currently have now for episodes. We were both extremely happy with it. I love the new way that we're doing the Monday show, because now we can focus on producing some really good episodes for y'all, which I'm very happy about. I take a lot of pride in the episodes that me and Connor produce together. I take pride in the ones that Connor does solo, because I'll go ahead and tell you there's many time that I just kind of show up. Connor does it less than I do, but there's times that Connor does it, and I produce the episodes, and I take a lot of pride in all the work we put in the show. And so to have a couple episodes now where it's kind of lined up and we have some help, and they're still highly produced, they're highly viewed.
I don't know about highly produced, but
they're highly viewed.
Definitely, they're highly viewed. So
we're getting, and I can confirm this, we're getting the second half of the season already, and we're barely a month into it, is pulling in some good numbers. I'm very happy. The numbers we've been doing, y'all have been really turning out. I can't thank you enough for that. Please remember to share this episode out, by the way, because Chaplain's Corner did very well. Commander's Comments did very well. I'm sure this episode would do very well. And, of course, Hearth and Home always does very well. So we're already doing...
Everybody enjoys seeing Adam.
Yeah, everybody enjoys seeing the Baseball Hall of Famer, Adam. And I can tell you we've had some phenomenal numbers for the show this month. And so, I mean, I'm very happy with this new schedule. Because, I mean, like, heck, have we ever talked about how many we usually get an episode?
No. And we won't today.
Maybe later. But I can tell you we're bringing in a good bit more. Again, I'm very happy with these numbers. We're getting back into shorts, and shorts do very well for us. So, I mean, numbers are up. Everything's great. I'm enjoying this. And again, I love Chaplain's Corner. Me and Connor. And I'll give all the credit to Connor. Connor came up with the idea, and I just fell in love with it. Doing an episode like that a month, After all the good Lord has blessed us with when it comes to the show, it just feels great. I mean, I come out of that episode usually refreshed and smiling. Of course, I've been doing Commander's Comments now for 2.5 years, maybe 3. So I'm happy to have that on Mondays. And of course, I always love the regular SCV Chat episode, and the Adam episodes always go off the rails. So it's always guaranteed a good watch.
Yeah, because you never know what's going to actually come out of Adam's mouth.
No, you really don't. Like, everybody keeps saying that we're awful. Adam will just sit there and be like, dead people hair. And you're like,
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Our corn dogs.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure on the dead people hair.
Oh, and like said that on an episode, and we were just like, please say
The
that.
child.
The child.
Yeah, South Park references and things of that nature.
Oh yeah, there was like a time, I think it was when you had COVID, and this is all the way back in season like 1 or 2.
Yeah, it had been 20 something.
21, something like that. And like Connor got sick with COVID, so he's out of action for like weeks because of it.
I'm dying.
Connor's dying. And me and Adam might have expressed interest in Connor coming back, even though he wasn't 100% yet, for Hearth and Home. And we used the thing that, hey, Harrison's been doing good, but I don't think I'd hosted a Hearth and Home at that point.
Which is the easiest episode to host.
Yeah, but we were still very new in this. And if y'all ever want to see crap episodes, go to the first episodes I produced and
Watch
hosted.
now.
That's hurtful. Dang. Ooh. That's stung right in the heart. But if you want to see even worse, go back then, and I don't know what I'm doing. I've never had something like this before. Because when the show first started, for those who don't know, I was behind the scenes. I was legit the tech guy, and I was like, well, I'm not very good, because the first couple episodes I was on screen, and I remember Connor being like, I love you. And whenever a friend tells you that, not really going to like the news that followed. Connor's like, just you're young, you've never done this. Why don't you just hit back for a minute?
That was
awful.
It was not that. It was trying to protect your anonymity because you were still at Ole Miss.
Yes, and I had already been canceled, got a death threat, and had to go to the chancellor's office because someone figured out I was in the SCV and reported me.
Yeah.
So, but I like telling that story that way because it adds to the story.
It makes me sound like a bad guy.
It's for the love of the game, man. And so we do all this, and of course Connor gets COVID. I'm kind of thrown into hosting duties for the first time, and Adam's coming up, and Adam and I got to talking, and the fun fact is I'm pretty sure we did a Hearth and Home episode before, and that was when Adam said, and I quote, that my father is now one of the sexiest men in the Confederation.
I think it was a sex icon.
The sex icon of the SCV. That is an actual quote from Adam. It's in our gag reel. You can see it. Yes, these are the episodes that were in the bed. Thank you, Jason. We all want to forget about that with me just chilling in a bed. And I don't know what happened, but Adam somehow talked Connor to coming on because we wanted to mess with him. Now, me and Adam didn't plan what we were going to do to mess with Connor. Not at all. And finally, it hits us. South Park has released an episode on COVID. And we find a clip, and I don't know why it made me laugh. It was talking about the new version of the COVID at the time. I think it was like, the joke was, it was, COVID, Epsilon, Verizon, Google trademark variant virus. And so we thought it'd be funny. I don't know if I've ever broken Connor, maybe a couple of times more. in this show's history. I've never seen Connor walk off an episode before. Connor just got off the camera and walked off because, again, he had COVID still. He'd recovered, but he's not sick anymore, but he's still recovering. And Adam died, Connor died, and all Connor did was you could see him walk back in the frame, put his camera on, and say, "All right, guys, we're off for the night." Boom, boom. Connor didn't talk to me the next Monday episode.
Yeah, because I was gone for 2 weeks, and look at what happened to my beloved show.
We did you honest when you weren't here. It was the fact that you were back.
Yeah, it's back. Back again. Anyway.
Oh, gosh.
So I'm editing one more picture really quickly.
Yes. And I do want to thank everybody that did support the Moose Mania 3 shirts. I think that was a very successful fundraiser, in my opinion. I'd love for us to find a project to do again in the future for that. I love making those shirts, and it seems like y'all like buying them. So the money is on the way to me so I can write a check to National and get it donated in Miss Linda's name. Miss Linda was always about helping out the newcomer. And so me and Commander Gremlin talked about it at reunion, and it's going to go into going to donate it to recruitment and retention.
Oh, that's nice.
So bit extra money for them to play around with. The Lieutenant Commander in Chief and his committee, however they decide to use it. But I know.
Aren't you on that committee? Or just the social media committee?
I think I'm just on the social media committee, and that's fine because that's enough for a full-time job. But again, she was so helpful to newcomers. I thought donating that, because it's going to be donated in her name, that would be the most fitting place for it. And Commander Gremlin agreed. So I can't wait to get that in so we can do that. And let's see, what else?
Okay, I'm ready to start talking about reunion.
Okay, do you want to talk about, before we get into that, because we did have a milestone right before we went into reunion.
Oh, yeah, I guess I can go into your Facebook and start stealing your pictures. Okay.
The 250th episode of SCV Chat was also the Monday before reunion. I think we said this on a Monday show because we figured out that it was just too perfect not to do. July 250th and the 250th of Chat. So we rounded up a smidge. We said that on the show. It was only by one episode. But we also knew that Monday, because we were going to be on the road at reunion, and then the following Monday we usually take off, that it would be August before we got back and actually had the 150th episode, that we were like, we've celebrated stuff earlier on the show before. Like, heck, we've never celebrated our anniversary on the actual day or week it happens. Yeah, it's always in August, or heck, there was one time we did it in September.
Yeah.
So we didn't feel bad about it. We said it on the show. Everybody thought it was a great idea. Asked our Patreon members. They voted yes. They also voted yes to wigs. And the 250th was born. We brought in Adam. And wearing a wig, which was the whole reason we brought Adam in. I wanted to see Adam in a wig. It was glorious. It was
a very inspiring sight.
I don't think I've had anything warm my heart like that ever. And I
had something today. I was passing a lake.
Oh,
it's a family.
Family. And for once, we that episode got a lot of traction on YouTube, so we were very happy about that. Still got more views on Facebook. That's been our home for so long, though. I do want to encourage everybody to please go and subscribe to our YouTube. We're trying to build up an even bigger audience there because YouTube has the capabilities. But that was a very fun episode. It was extremely chaotic. I told the story. We're going to call it the John Adams story. We're not going to talk about it tonight. I'd prefer not to ever talk about it again. It was a wing of the moment thing, and it was like, well, for the 100th episode, we had Ben Jones on. For the 200th episode, we told everybody the story of Moose. And then, like, randomly, we told everybody about how I almost killed one of my girlfriends with peanut butter. So I was like, well, if there's any time to tell another embarrassing story, here it is. And
there it was.
And I have done some stuff over the years to make Connor mad at me, just like he's done to me. That's part of a partnership. You're both going to make each other very mad at some point. But I've never seen pure disappointment. Never. He's been mad at me. He's told me I've made mistakes. He's told me, well, that was stupid. And I've agreed most of the time. And I've told Connor I've been mad at him, told him that was stupid, and we've usually fought about it. But I've never seen the true disappointment in your eyes than when I told that story. It was pure disappointment. And that is really what the 250th episode is known for. And that's a bit disappointing. We talk about our founding fathers. We talk about chat. And all I could hear about at reunion was that stupid John Adams story. So many people came up to me, and I was like, no. Jason,
the moral of the story is you have to be something that somebody wants, and he was something that somebody wanted, and he couldn't pick up a hint.
Yeah, that hinting is not – I need straightforwardness, and she was, and I still didn't pick it up. It still won't. So, Jason, I think that should be a new Patreon exclusive show, just dating tips from Moose. It could be a short 5-minute episode.
Speaking of Patreon, we do want to thank our Patreon sponsors for this episode. Before we get kicked off any further, because we're at the 30-minute mark.
Oh, wow.
You can join multiple ways on Patreon. One of the saddest things in the world is that, mooses go hungry. For $2.50 a month, you can feed a moose a corn dog and prevent it from anything like that.
What?
It's crime. It's sad. $10 a month, you can join our normal Patreon, Real Chathead Club, where you get a really cool Real Chathead sticker.
You get your name at the bottom
on the episode. For $30 a month, you could be like Jabo and join the merch tier and get really cool, interesting, decently quality merch. Stuff that we don't even get and not available to anybody else except on the merch tier. Jabo, correct me if I'm wrong, but you should have gotten your coffee cup, your sticker, your print, and I think that may be it. I can't remember. For $30, that's at the $30 a month. And if you have a business, or if you're SCV camp or UDC chapter, OCR chapter, Division Brigade camp or the subsidiary would like to sponsor the show, we will happily take it. It's $80 a month, and you just join via PayPal. If you're an author and you have a book and would like to discuss that, or at least get the advertising, we reach over 2 million people annually across our different shows and across our different platforms. So for $80 a month, and that adds up to very if you sell $2 out of that, or 2 books out of that $80 a month, you pay for the advertising. So So that's just a really good plug there. Really quickly, do want to thank Dr. Chris Cummins, MD, past Surgeon-in-Chief of the SCV, lifetime member of the Mississippi Division, and lifetime member of the SCV. He is treating knee pain in Oxford, Mississippi. And I tell you what, I actually probably need to go see the good doctor, because yesterday I was moving a dresser from up here in what is soon to be the remodeled portion of the house downstairs, and then moving another dresser upstairs. And it was hot, and my hands were slippery, and the dresser, I let go of it, and it landed on my big toe. But before it landed on my big toe, it actually hit my knee. So I've been limping around and taking ibuprofen like they're candy, which is really good for the liver. So yeah, so I probably should go see the good doctor up there in Oxford at some point, especially because it's treating knee pain.
You should.
No, Harrison, I didn't have to fall off a fence. I just had to drop a dresser, and you can use that in plug.
Have you fallen off a fence? Have you dropped a dresser on your knee?
Also, I want to thank Andrew Casimar over there at Beauregard's Taylor. Andrew, he has gotten out of doing the period correct stuff, but I'm actually working on decorating my laptop with different stickers, and I've got about 4 or 5 in my shopping cart that I really want to buy. I'm thinking I'm just going to piecemeal them together. But his stickers are top quality. His shirts, his hats, they're top quality. And you never know. He may find a reproduction flag that was your ancestors' unit. And it could be the thing that starts a conversation about your Confederate heritage and why you think it's so important. So definitely check him out over at Beauregard'sTaylor.shop, Beauregard'sTaylor.shop, or Google it. But not one stitch back has been Andrew's thing, and he has produced some really, really quality items. Also, we would be remiss when we're talking about folks from the Carolinas to not mention our good friends at Confederate Market Hall. The lovely ladies over there with Charleston Chapter Number 4 of the UDC has been operating this museum in Charleston since 1899. It has been home for the Confederate Museum there since 1899. They are normally open on Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. However, sometimes they will run specials, but the easiest way to know is if the flag is out, they are open. You should see the QR codes there on their screen. They've got a video. They've got a website. You can donate. You can join their friends area. Follow them on Facebook, but also check out their shop where they have wonderful T-shirts as well as other things ranging in South Carolina history. And the wonderful, wonderful thing is that shipping is available worldwide for, I only believe, how much, Moose? $5?
$5.
Man, you can't beat that.
No.
And if you're in Charleston and the flag is out and you decide to visit them, you can see a lot of great things, including different flags. I believe they have the Fort Sumter flag on display there, as well as that 11-star national flag, an original cannon, sidearms, swords, currency, wartime clothing, military uniforms. So much to unpack there. Yeah, so much to unpack there. When we visited there in Charleston, 2 years ago? We could have spent an hour. The thing I love the most is that they have the bed that John C. Calhoun passed away on. Not the fact that John C. Calhoun passed away, but the fact that that is a really interesting article or artifact that they have. So definitely really
Very
cool. Very, very cool there. And while we're talking about museums, we cannot be remiss, or we would be remiss to not mention the Sam Davis Home and Museum. Now, y'all may have seen it there over the past couple of weeks. Derek Glover has been commenting that I believe they're opening a new kitchen or a new cafe or something like that there. I'm sure Derek, I know he's at a meeting of some type, but he'll comment later. You can go back to a previous episode and see it. But there's also, until that happens, and maybe J-Bo can add some information in there as well. But there's so much to see and do there. I mean, this is, of course, the last home of the boy hero of the Confederacy. You can watch the film about Sam Davis. You explore the museum and the galleries, participate in a scavenger hunt, tour his historic home. You can visit his grave where his remains lie. And the grounds have so much to do, from the herb garden, the nature trail. All so many things that you could do. They say that if you're going to do it, give yourself about an hour and a half to 2 hours to fully enjoy your experience. And that's in Smyrna, Tennessee, which is right down the road from National Headquarters. So next time you're up that way, definitely give it a view ski. So I could not find the picture of, I found the picture of the emaciated moose, but I couldn't find the picture of you at my cousin's grave. So if you want to upload that.
Yeah,
Well,
I'll get that for
and
you.
you'll see I uploaded a couple of pictures from that I was able to steal off your Facebook for that.
Did you check Dad's SCV
Yes,
Facebook?
yes. Well, not his SCV, his personal. Maybe I checked his SCV, but yeah.
Oh, so real quick, more advice before we, are we going to take a commercial break? Or we're just going to jump into
We're
things.
just gonna jump in it.
Okay. Well, before we do that, I have some bossing tips. When you have a boss, make sure you read an email and you don't call a female boss you have bulky by accident.
Could also be a dating tip.
Yeah, it really could be a dating tip, knowing me.
All right.
Be
So
careful out there.
So of course, National Reunion. We try to take a full week so that we can get everything set up, figure out which room is the best room for us wherever we're staying. Whether it's like if we're at the host hotel, find a spot in the lobby that's kind of quiet and secluded, or if we're staying at a house, find a place in the house that's quiet and secluded where we can do the show. So that's why we go up there early, to do that, to get everything unpacked and get ourselves settled and try to get everything set up. Harrison does a lot of it behind the scenes here at home, but there's some stuff we've got to do while we're on location. According, like checking out the microphones, because we only can broadcast from one computer when we're at National Reunion. I don't know if y'all know that or not, but one computer is set up for broadcast and the other one is set up for running the show. So we have to make sure that the microphones are working. We had that problem where for some reason it wasn't unmuted on the first day recap. So yeah, that's that we try to work that out in the front end, but it just is what it is. So my family and I, we got up there a couple days early, and we had a lot of fun. Now I'm going to go ahead and tell you my favorite part of the first day. Then I'm going to tell you the other part of the first day. So my favorite part of our first day up in Lexington, we went over and I say first day like being touristy. The rest of the time, on the first day, so to speak, the actual first day when we got up there was unloading at the house and going to the grocery store and buying food. But we went to Churchill Downs, which is very in the Kentucky Derby Museum. So that was very nice. Horse racing is actually my favorite sport. It goes horse racing, high school football, college football. So seeing where the fastest 2 minutes in sports history happens was really cool. That was our view on the tour. When you go to the Kentucky Derby Museum, which, hey, if you want to sponsor us, we'll be happy to take it. When you go on the tour, actually go into part of the grandstands, and you're right down from that's the where the bugler place called the Post, and also Winter Circle. Those are the infamous not infamous, but the famous twin spires there at Churchill Down. So you get to actually look at it. And here is me and my beautiful fiance who put up with my nerdiness at the Kentucky Derby Museum. Actually standing there on the stands, but with the spires behind us. Then of course, the gift shop is fantastic. Bought a cap, and I don't wear hats because I've got a big head. I don't know if y'all could tell that on screen, but it actually fits. So it's probably my favorite cap that I've worn a couple times, and I don't even know what brand it is. But if I can find other hats made by you're right. I'm gonna get some.
I will
but
say
then
that museum turned me into a fan for the Kentucky Derby. It's that
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, it's very well put together. You actually, when you walk in, you walk through starting gates, and there's history of the Derby, but there's also cool things like for the kids to do, like their interactive horse race, where you get to sit on like merry-go-round horses almost. And there's a video game where you get to make it go fast. There's a betting simulator. There's all sorts of just things that would go with the Derby that we really enjoyed. Now, the thing I didn't enjoy was you see this, see the joy on my face, see the happiness, the sheer look of panic and terror. So we were looking for fun things to do with the girls while we were. I gotta remember, I cannot lean back. Um, while we were, out there, and one of the things that we found was a ropes course inside of a cavern inside of an old mine. So we go the 160 feet underground, 160 feet underground, 160 feet underground. And then we go and we get all harnessed up. Yeah, I don't know if y'all can tell in the picture or not, but I'm wearing a harness and I'm wearing a helmet. And the chin strap on the helmet has me to where I'm talking like this, like it held my double chin up. I liked that portion, but I don't like the didn't like the rest of it. But I'm not simply afraid of heights. I am petrified of heights. Let me rephrase that. If I'm standing on anything higher than a step stool off the ground, I don't like it. I don't like ladders. I can do rides. I can do rides all day long. We'll talk about a ride I did later on. I can do airplanes. But if I'm standing on something and my feet go out from up under me and I fall, I'm not a happy camper. And the very first obstacle on this rope course, and I get all, buckled up, and I just figured I'll just do the bottom story, or not the bottom story, but the bottom of it, and that'll be fun and everything will be good. Well, the very first obstacle, I step on it, and it's a wooden rope bridge, suspension bridge, that is like you got 4x4s connected by ropes, and then you've got a rope that you hold on to, and that's it. There's no rope off the side. There's and mind you, it's not like a 1 foot gap, or it's like a 2.5 foot gap. So you've got to make sure you are in stride, getting your thoughts back. And my right foot hit that thing, and it shifted to my left. And I don't know what would have happened if I put my left. Actually, I do. I did put my left foot on there because it began doing this. It began doing this number. See it, Harrison? See how I was doing? And that's only the first one. Yeah, So I turned my happy self around and went back to the platform that was supposed to hold 3 people, and I'm taking up 2.5 of those spots. And you have to like unhook and move down the line, and then rehook and then move down the line, and unhook and rehook, and way more coordination than I've ever had in my life. And at that point, I have decided that I'm gonna try as much as I can for the girls' sake. Brittany had she had invested a lot into this ropes course, and I was gonna try my best. I was gonna try to have fun. So yeah. Anyway, so the very next obstacle is a zip line. At this zip line's lowest point is about 7 feet tall. The reason why I know that, because when I jumped off on the zip line and went zzz, zzz, and I got there at the center, I was able to stand flat-footed, but I still couldn't reach up and unclick. And at that point, I'd had enough. I asked the little teenage girl that was working at the zip line place if she would unhook me, and she said, no, I can't. I was like, oh, okay. Well, I'm a paying customer, and the customer's always right. But, not in this scenario. So there's a rope, and I have to pull myself up, and eventually my feet come off the ground, and I'm trying to get on the platform. And imagine I've got this is the platform, my feet are like this, and I'm like this with my arms pulled out except my knees are bent, trying to pull myself up. I really need to go see Dr. Cummins after that because my knees were hurting. So I'm trying to pull myself up, and I halfway get myself pulled up, and the little lady teenage thing decides that her 85-pound soaking wet self was going to push this behemoth of sneak up behind and push this behemoth of a man. And when she did, I let go. And when I let go, back down. So eventually I get back on the platform. I'm over it. I'm like, I'm getting off this ride. I've had enough fun. The next, and I ask her, I'm about to have a mild panic attack. How do I get off of this thing? And she's like, you have to go back to the start. Okay, great. So I can either go back through the zip line from the infernal regions, or I can go through the other obstacles. And I look at the other obstacles, and I'm like, this isn't. I'll do the other obstacles. I'm not doing the zip line again. I'll move on with life. Well, it looked like they had some telephone poles that they'd cut into different sizes or different heights, and they'd put those on like a rock because when you stood on them, they weebled and wobbled. Didn't like that. Finally got across it, and then the final obstacle was you had a rope over here, a rope over here, a rope on the ground, and different ropes, clicked off. So you have to unclick, click, walk around, unclick, while balancing on a tight wire. And one of the kids looked at me and said, "You're shaking." And I looked down at my feet, and sure enough, I was shaking. And I looked how far off the ground I was. And then I looked at the little girl and said, "Get me a ladder, or I'm going to go limp." She got me a ladder. I then took pictures the rest of the time. So yeah, that was our day one. Day two, we went to the Ark encounter, which was quite fun. That's me and my lovely fiance in the Rainbow Garden. You can't really tell it, but the flowers in the background actually make a rainbow. Of course, the rainbow being God's promise of never flooding the earth again. There's the fam in front of the Ark, and yes, I've got it blurred out where the kids' pictures are. There's a merry-go-round. I rode an elephant. There was a VR thing we didn't get any pictures of, but it was fun. But we spent 6 hours at the Ark. That's us right up next to it to tell you the size comparison. I think in the background there you can see Past Commander Chief Chuck McMichael somewhere. Really cool animatronics. This was a spot in there that you could, like they had an iPad, you could push a question, and the Noah figure, which is the dude with the beard, answered some of the questions, and his wife answered one or two. But just like, how long did it take the Ark to build? And it's just stuff like that. One thing before you walked in the Ark that I thought was really cool, and we quote this scripture all the time. But Joshua and when they crossed the River Jordan, and the Ark of the Covenant, and they cross on dry ground again, the monument, of the stones. What do these stones mean? You could tell them that God, created a miracle here. So I thought that was really cool because we talk about that all the time. They had some original gospel codexes. That is a fragment of one, I can't remember which. I believe it's out of the Book of John, though. But also the other thing that's like one of the last exhibits that you see dealing with Noah and the Ark is, of course, Noah at the top of the ship with the dove coming in with the olive branch. So it was cool. Like I said, it took us 6 hours to do, and we could have spent a lot more time there, in all honesty. Our third day was spent kind of exploring the town. They had a really cool square area that, looked like they had some decent nightlife, Urban Outfitters right there, but little shops and boutiques, and a little park right beside it. But that's the other thing I'll say, Lexington, full of parks. We went to this park that day. It had a splash pad for the kids. That's the best jungle gym I've ever seen. And it's actually a reclaimed train yard, which was in between our house and the hotel. Of course, day 4 for us technically was or day 3 for us was also Wednesday, so that's when we had the pre-GEC meeting, which is right outside this really cool bourbon barrel arch. So yeah, and then Thursday we had the opening ceremonies, which I believe we have a picture of.
Oh yeah, the camp flag.
Yeah. I was trying to live stream, for it, and then yeah, trying to remember. I'm trying to remember. I'm getting my days a little mixed up. Thursday, that was. I can't remember what we did Thursday afternoon. But it's something fun.
It was fun.
I'm trying to remember.
Let's see here. I mean,
we went to a water park. There's no pictures of that.
Yeah. Now I remember what I was doing.
Yeah,
wow, I said it was fun. Yeah,
you were nothing. The water park was really cool. Had a lazy river and it was owned by the county. So yeah, that was nice. And then Friday, of course, was Seersucker Friday, and Brittany and the girls came up in their Seersucker. And of course, y'all may have noticed that on that day that the Mississippi Division was testing out our new uniform accoutrement. If you can't tell what it is, it's those big giant straw hats, which really have come in clutch this summer.
They have. I wore them this weekend at the Heritage Conference.
And then Friday, Harrison and Forrest had some business that they had to take care of back at the house, i.e., and we went to the Natural Bridge in Kentucky. Did not know that there's a Natural Bridge in Virginia, in Florida, and in Kentucky. And we rode the Skylift.
How was that?
I'm sitting in the. It was good. Like I can deal with if I'm sitting in a chair, like in an airplane or on a Skylift or on a ride. There is nothing I can do if I'm going to fall and die. Nothing whatsoever. I cannot prevent that. If I'm on my feet, I feel like I can prevent it. I can, jump, dodge, whatever. Yeah, no. So we did that. Rode up. The ride up was nice. The ride down was okay. Because I don't know if you noticed that, but see that big cliff you're going up?
Mm-hmm.
What goes up must come down. And when you're coming down, now the gondola stayed. You can't really see it, but it's on like a little pivot point, so it stays level, the entire time. But still, when you're going down, you're still looking like you're going down, so it kind of feels like you're leaning forward. So yeah, that was. But we hiked to the top of the bridge. That's me and Brittany overlooking the valley, absolutely beautiful, and the valley was too. And then we also walked in between. To walk under the bridge, you had to go through this little trail, which was fun. And then we had the oratory. I was a judge this year. I haven't competed before in the past, so I'm able to judge. Then we had the banquet, of course, business session, GEC meeting, and banquet. Oratory, yeah. But Saturday we had the end all, and then we had the banquet, which we live streamed. Y'all should have seen us. Of course, there's the past Robert Lee Award winners. You can even see Forrest's bald head in the back there. That's of course past CIC and current Lieutenant Commander in Chief. Put myself in between them, and swearing in of officers. Great reunion. Had a great time. Looking forward to next year. I'm gonna let you tell your side of the reunion story.
Well, I mean, we did luckily a lot of things together. I got a good couple pictures here. As you said, we got to go see where the Kentucky Derby is. at Churchill Downs, and that museum, because I went in it with the simple of Connor and Dad talk about this with so much love in their hearts. I've never watched it. I watched it one time before, and it was because we were at a national event, and I lost money. And so I was like, it all donated to national, but it was like, okay. And so I really didn't understand it, and I wanted to. And so when we went to Churchill Downs, that was kind of my goal. Of course, I got this lovely picture with me and Dad to look back upon fondly. And I was going to upload like my whole camera roll from that experience. But then I realized that would be a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. I took pictures of everything. I fell in love with the traditions. I fell in love with the sport itself. They have some of just one of the best museums I've ever been to. And not trying to brag, but I've been to a lot of museums. So if I'm giving you that praise, there's only like a handful of museums I'll say that about. And this is on that list. Now, I want to go back because we spent about an hour there, but we had to get back for something. I can't remember the oratory. We had to get back because of the oratory.
Yeah.
Because we went on separate days. I was heartbroken. I wanted to spend as much time in there as possible. If I was alone, y'all probably wouldn't have seen me until the next morning. That's how much I loved it. Spent a lot of time in there trying to learn the traditions and everything. And again, just fell in love with it. For those who don't know, my great-grandfather, the one that first joined the SCV and, basically him and Dad joined together, and then the rest of them got the whole rest of the family involved because I am a fourth-generation SCV member. He loved dressing. How do I put this? Very brightly. Flamboyant. He would have made Eric Pravetti have to step up his game. At my aunt's graduation, I think, it could have been like one of what do the women do, and they dress up nice and they show off their talents?
Beauty and Bow?
I don't know. It was I think it was one of those. She was in a competition. And my great-grandfather showed up in a peach suit. And she just looked at him, Papa, no. And he smiled. And he's like, but you'll be able to tell where I am cheering you on. He was so happy. Well, now I want to go to a Kentucky Derby watch parties and wear something like that because it reminds me of him. I love everything about it. As I said, I fell in love with it. Surprised that I didn't know this, but one of the founders was a Confederate veteran. Didn't know that until I went there. And they actually mentioned he was a Confederate veteran, which is even more shocking. It's a sentence. Actually, it's the end of a sentence, but it's there. Yeah. And as I said, I just fell in love with it. I went through the whole history of it. As I said, I have 60 photos of that museum. Got to sit down and enjoy this beautiful film. And that made me fall in love with the sport. So honestly, I told Connor, or I told Dad this. I don't think I told Connor this. I want us to do something for the Kentucky Derby this year. I'm looking forward to it. I don't know what we're going to do, but I want to dress up. I want us to go have a watch party. I'm going to put some money down on what I think is a good horse, and I will have apple juice. And I'm going to wear something ridiculous, and I'm going to love every second of it. As I said, I fell in love with the traditions. I want to read over everything I have. Sadly, I've been working so hard that I wasn't able to do that yet. And of course, after that was the elections. This is me with Dad right after he won his election as Army of Tennessee councilman. And shout out to Sean for taking that picture. He's very gracious with that. And that was a special moment. Of course, just being there for my dad on that occasion meant a lot to me. Our jobs in the SCV mean a lot to me because I get to spend so much time with my dad doing something we both love extremely. I'll never, ever take for granted our work in the SCV because me and Dad are always on the road together. We're always talking about it. And Connor can attest to you. I love talking about the SCV at an nausea, or what's the term I'm looking for? Probably a bit too much. I spent a 4-hour car ride talking about it with my father, and he didn't jump out of the vehicle. So let's all thank him. And it was just a great day that will always mean a lot to me. And of course, I got to go see Connor's ancestor at Camp Chase.
Yep.
That was awesome. That was one of those moments that I was happy I was able to do that because I've also taken another picture in front of Connor's ancestor. So it's one of those things that I guess just makes me smile. And I was happy we were able to find him. I give Dad full credit because Dad is a wizard at finding everything. It's like it's magic, man. He'll just pop into a cemetery and be like, oh, he's over there. He's never been here before in his life. He just knows.
He's somewhere in the ground.
He's see, that's what I would say. But Dad could point to it's that stone over there, and there's like 50, 60, 100 veterans buried here. Of course, I got to take a picture by one of my ancestors. Here's a closer picture of Dad with him. Our ancestor, Wesley, means a lot, Wesley Tomlin, because we figured this out. For years, we thought that my main ancestor, my direct ancestor, Private S.O. Dawes, he is the reason that the Forrest tradition got started, where we were all named after General Forrest, because he was in the cavalry. And for years, we thought that my other great-grandfather on my dad's side misheard what his father was telling him about our Confederate ancestor, because we realized Private S.O. Dawes probably never served directly with Forrest. He was under his command, but I don't think he actually met him or rode with him. But then we figured out that Private Wesley did. And he is our connection to General Forrest. He rode with Forrest, and he's the reason that the Forrest name got passed down to us in honor of the general. So that was very cool. Of course, Connor talked about the oratory. There's me moosing up at the end of it. And there is General McMoose with what is it? Rakoto? Rodriguez? Roberto. That is Roberto. Connor.
Can't even remember his moose's name.
Connor decided in the middle of my speech, he could have done this after. He knows he could have done this after. To completely break my train of thought and cost me multiple seconds on a speech that was going to be right at the time limit and cause me to bust out laughing because I'm like, well, this is General McMoose, my co-counsel, and this is, well, and I was doing a joke from Christmas Vacation. Little Susie, she fell in the well, eyes went cross, get kicked by a mule, they go straight. I don't know. And so I said, well, this moose doesn't remember his name because he fell in the well. And Connor just does, I thought his name was Roberto. And it's calling back to the first update where I just randomly look behind us and say, oh, that's Roberto. And it's a horse. It was a horse. And I could have swore its name was said at the bottom. It said Roberto.
It's the artist's signature, and it was not Roberto at all.
It's not Roberto at all. And so I thought the horse's name was Roberto. So that callback completely screws me up. I'm done. I'm laughing. I just put the paper away almost and gave the rest of my speech from memory because Connor just crushed me. I couldn't remember where I was. I just cut out a part and winged it. And I can't thank him enough for that. And old Roberto. And then the day before, when we were also going to Churchill Downs, I am a member of the Sons of the American Revolution as well. I joined a couple years ago, and we were going to be in Kentucky next to their headquarters. But here's a funny repeat of history. When I was in high school, me and Dad were in Tennessee, and we decided to go to the national headquarters. This is before the museum, way before the museum. It had been voted on, but construction hadn't started yet. And we drive all the way there and go out of our way for this. And it's closed. And we took a picture outside of it and called it a day and said, wow, at least we can say we went to the headquarters of the Sons of Confederate Veterans. We were so happy about it. And it was an awesome day. But in a funny turn of events of history repeating itself, now here I am. I'm a member of the SAR. We drive an hour and a half, I think, out of our way to go see the Sons of the American Revolution headquarters and their new museum for them to be closed. We took a picture beside it, and I told Dad, I was like, it's funny how history repeats itself. That was a great time. And then I wanted to show off my new bolo tie that I wore to the banquet. It's a moose. This is one of those things where I could see it wasn't as bad as the Monday where I told the John Adams story, but there was some slight disappointment in Connor's eyes. But I thought it was fantastic. It was beautiful. Shout out to James Martin for giving that to me as a gift. He's a viewer of the show. Hi, James. Thank you very much. It means a lot to me. I will be wearing it tons. And I think I pulled it off very well. Look at that. That's a moose right there. With a golden moose with like red ruby eyes, man. That's a moose. Hey, Connor. And that makes all the girl moose go, whack. And that's a call back to the 200th episode.
All right. Well, in the words of the late and great Harold Philpott.
And this is my last one, our anniversary picture. Cheers to 6 years. I finally figured out what episode I wanted to rerun for that. The Immortal 600 episode. So that will be rerunning at some point. But yeah, 6 years, Connor. 6 years of you dealing with this.
In the words of the late and great Harold Philpott, no Fumar in the elevator.
No Fumar in the elevator. And...
yeah, Ritter Frop.
Ritter Frop. Good night, everybody.
Tune in next week.
Yeah.